So I'm back at Pete Waterman's barn in sunny Cheshire, and for once the sun is shining. So let's wander into the barn and see what's going on with making tracks for today. Well, there's the first hurdle. We'll be tripping over Dave. Hello Dave.
Alright.
How are you?
Alright.
You having fun?
Yeah, as usual. Plenty of room to work again.
You doing something exciting?
Don't get too excited, Dave. 18mm on that, right. I think it needs back seams all the way back here.
Oh, brilliant.
But these are ones that have been on before, and there's an alteration been done to that one, so I've got to trim one of them. I'm just finding out which best one to trim, either that one or the other one.
Pick a winner.
Pick a winner. Just put it on the thing, Bob.
So over in the corner we've got Robin.
With his hands in his pockets.
Oh, good-o. That's where they should be. Keep them warm. Then the far back we've got Peter. He looks really busy. Let's go and annoy him. Hello, Peter.
There's only so much mileage you can get out of wiring wires together, isn't there?
Well, let's look at the exciting world of electron conduction.
Yes.
What's new in your world, Peter?
Absolutely nothing.
Haven't you even changed the temperature of your soldering iron?
No, I can't because it's broken off.
Okay, so we really are locked and loaded then.
Well, we had two of us doing this last time, and Kevin will turn up and help me.
Well, it looks like
It's
you're
a lot
organised.
easier job when it's two, I have to say.
We've got cables laid out. This looks like you're wiring up the DCC bus, is that right?
Yes.
And you're using these, are they XT80 connectors?
I think they're 60s actually. They are. Oh, XT90s.
XT90s?
Yes.
That's rated at 90 amps.
Yes, that's right. We've got an awful lot of power going through here.
So our cabling, our DCC bus wire won't be the first thing that melts.
No. Well, this is
The only thing that survives.
That's 6mm. No, it's not 6mm, but it's. I
Yes.
think that's 10 amp cable, isn't it?
It's got to be.
Something like
That's got to be more than 13, surely.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, that's pretty robust, whatever it is.
Oh yeah,
Several mil, isn't it?
yeah. Because Phil's very worried about voltage drop. You see.
Okay. Fair enough.
Well, yeah, we're doing 210 feet.
And as you draw current, voltage goes off
That's
even
right,
more.
yeah.
So if you plan it right, what problem? If you don't, where's
Well,
Phil?
we have got 3 boosters this time.
Right.
3 Z21 boosters.
Okay.
Hopefully, to get over this problem of the
Surge.
startup current.
Yes.
Which turned out to be quite a phenomenal figure.
Yes.
And the problem was, I don't know if Phil explained this to you, but the sleeper train, we can't put it on one board because it goes over 3 boards.
Right.
And the stay alives in there, the initial current draw is I think you said it was 300 milliamps each coach.
Right.
And the locos are something like that as well.
Well, I guess the problem is if you're wanting to run the railway, you want your stay alives charged quickly, because power isn't an issue normally.
Yeah, but with a 3 amp supply, it trips it out.
So it's not enough, is it, for us? We need loads. Do we?
Well,
Maybe we need to do every.
We've got 3 boosters now, so it gives us 9 amps.
Is
in
that
theory.
enough? Yeah, but where?
Oh, they're
'Cause we need them all on the fiddle yard.
distributed around.
But we need them on the fiddle yard, don't we? Because when we power it up, that's where everything is.
Yes, but I think this is formulated some way of staggering it.
Oh, good-o. Or we do it by
But
line.
that's beyond my technology. Ohm's law as far as I go.
Well, what can we say? It'll all be fixed in the next release.
Well, we hope so, yes.
Just like good software. We'll fix it in the next release.
Yes.
Right, let's see what else we can find going on in this barn. There's Pete himself filing away. Are you in filing heaven, Pete?
File than ever, mate. Freehanding a wall.
Oh, right.
Well, sometimes it's not worth building a kit for, a little bit. So you've got to go back to your old modelling skills, ain't you?
Oh, this looks very different now. All the greenery.
Yeah, well, I'm starting to sort of try and get it now up to a sort of. We're getting to the point where it's. I've got to get an idea of seeing it now.
Right.
I've got to trim that bit down here.
Which bit down where? I've done it for you.
No, I'll do it. So it's
No, I want it like that, deliberately.
okay.
I've done it deliberately like that because I can fill it in. That's what I'm saying. I'm making the walls now.
That's alright.
It's going to be weird not being able to see the train go round the end, because that's a sighting point I always relied on. So I've got to learn to do something new again.
Yeah, it's there are challenges, Dave, with this layout. There's no question. I mean, the pulse. There's this balance of how much grass there is and how much there isn't.
Right.
And that's the for these two sections, Watford and Bushy, it's a real balance, and it's like I've taken quite a lot off, as you can see. There's, I've taken all this grass off,
Right.
because it's a fine balance between overgrowth and relaying.
Right.
So it's like I have to keep going back to Google Earth just to check the amount of greenery there is, because some areas it's really overgrown, in other areas it's been quite recently cleaned, a new track laid, so it's a different.
Can't you just cover it all in snow and be done with it?
Yeah, you're not wrong. And then you come to a scenic place like this, which really is quite complicated.
Right.
Because making curved walls is difficult at the best of times.
What I didn't realise, and I tried to get it on camera last time, is the arches aren't sort of parallel to each other. They're all on angles.
Correct.
So Phil's modelled that really well, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, and this here obviously would have been originally an advertising space, I would presume.
Right.
But obviously it's changed over the years. Now there is, and you appreciate this, we are running out of time a bit, but there's at least 2 weeks modelling just this piece here. Just the walls.
Right.
There's a pillbox. There's other bits and pieces. There's walls. So I started to add bits and pieces to get me into making it.
Into the mode.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's
What do you?
I'll leave it. I'll do that later. But
Get round to it.
well, you know what I mean. It's like,
Yeah.
guys, get a grip, because you can't put it on later. It's got to be done now.
What have we got? 7 weeks, 6.5 weeks left to go before the NEC.
Yeah, then we've got no signals.
Right.
We haven't finished the overheads. We've still got this whole scene. The good news is I've finished all the ballasting.
Okay.
All the ballasting is done.
We'll have a good look at that after.
Yeah. I've got about...
You got your insulators in.
Yeah, I've still got about...
15,000 to do.
No, I've still got about 8 feet of third rail and fourth rail to do.
Right.
Hey, I tell you what, I wish I had your scale of ½ inch. If that's ½ inch, I'd like you to pay my wages. Christ, that's
That's a great RP.
½ inch? That's more like 3 foot. I wanted it subtle. I'm glad I if that's subtle, God help you.
Looks like a brick.
Come on, you got to take that. I don't want that much. You got to take some of that off. That's far too much.
It's a metric ½ inch.
Yeah, I mean it's what Paul is doing is it's not a science, and that's why it's difficult. It's you can't measure it. It either looks right or it don't.
So it's art.
Well, it is art. Yeah, it is. It's being able to judge when something works and when it doesn't work. Nothing he's done is wrong. It's just that I don't want that much grass.
Right. You can get it right soon.
Oh, we'll get it right because we take it off.
I remember in the companies I worked for, they couldn't tell you what they wanted, but they'd tell you when you got it wrong.
Well, that's my industry.
Yeah.
My industry is nobody knows what's wrong and right.
Yeah. Until we tell you.
Yeah. So what I suggest you do, hands up, is just put a thin line down, just thicken the middle out a bit. Just leave that as, but that's definitely too much down there.
I can nick it off, that's right.
Yeah.
But just for the record, we're talking about the grass in the verge.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is obviously at some point in the last 2 years been relayed, this round Bushy.
Right.
So when you look at Google Earth, this is all a bit messy up here. There's still plenty of green, but down here,
Stuff thrown everywhere.
It's not this cluttered. The modern railway is an overgrown railway because of the green agenda.
Right.
But it's not completely sillily overgreen.
Right.
So it's making it look natural. Now, if you come out of Watford Junction, you'll find that it's very green.
Right.
It's very overgrown down there, and it's very overgrown round the viaduct. But once you get into Bushy, south of Bushy, it's not so grassy. In the middle, that is. You got plenty of bushes down the back here. So you can see I've just put that in as a just temporary. These are bushes and trees all the way down here,
Right.
to the viaduct, which is fine. We can do that. But this is a little more subtle than this. But what we can get round is by just thickening up the middle with some slightly longer grass. Why not just to leave the very short grass? This is a bit too much. We'll have to take a bit of this off. But you know, sometimes it's best.
Less is more.
Well, it's best to leave it and then just rub it off with your finger.
Right.
You've still got the green effect, because you know grass grows very quickly, but it's just the length of the grass you've got to be aware of.
Right.
So whereas you know in the past we've used teddy bear fur,
Yes.
this whole layout, because we're not laying on cork, we've tried something different, and it's worked. I've got to say it's worked, but it's now just doing fiddly bits.
I mean, this two-tone grass looks great, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. And it's
left.
different from the way we've done it before.
Right.
So now we're just going to make this two-tone grass by putting a thin bit down the middle. Just, if you look at grass, it grows, doesn't it, in narrow bands?
Yes.
Yeah.
Particularly where you get water running or
Yes,
something.
it
that'll
does,
follow
yeah.
it.
Right.
Is that the right grey?
That's it, mate. Yep. Do you know how to do it?
The battery one.
This looks nicely manicured here. On the roadside. Oh yeah, lovely. Ah, you did a great job.
Do you know where that vibrating saw is?
Dave, I hear you're going to make a noise now, is that right?
It comes on that. It comes awful on that video, doesn't it?
Well,
I'm going to have a light on my head because I can't see what I'm
your
doing.
fans will love it, Dave.
Really?
Yeah.
This is Pete's.
Is it?
It's alright, it does the job, but it's,
A bit noisy, is it?
no, it's not really. There's any blade in it. You're joking.
Battery flat.
Bloody battery's flat.
I'll come back in a couple of hours.
Hey?
I wonder who that is.
Well, it's not me. You used it last.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. You were doing all that foam over there.
And I'll put it in there.
You don't look
Somebody
after
used it since then.
you don't look after your tools, Pete. That's
I always charge it.
no, you couldn't have done. Why is it empty then?
No idea, mate. I haven't used it last.
Pissing it out. Can't do the job now. That's it.
So Dave, you've just discovered that vibrating tool hasn't been charged. Have you any choice words to say to
Yeah,
whoever
I should have
uses
brought
it?
my own. But I thought Pete's got one here. I'll use his.
And that's true, he has got one here.
Well, that's the first mistake I made, isn't it? The second one is I should have brought some new blades as well. Bloody hell. Ah. I'll do it with a chisel. I'll do it with a chisel. I can do it. I can't get that.
So Dave's a real, true craftsman, tradesman.
I give over.
You can get around it, yeah?
I'll get around it. I always get around it. Just takes a bit longer.
You shout at me. You didn't put it in as he's passing it. Hey, you shout at me. You didn't put it in the charger while you're passing it. Here.
Well, I don't know.
About 4 years ago and aged. Yeah, 4 years something hasn't changed. Well, I live in this shit.
I don't know where to point my camera, there's that much going on around me at the moment.
Well, you know it's usually chaos.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like doubly chaos around.
Okay, I was going to say, if you say it's not chaotic, I won't believe you.
It's not chaotic. It's not chaotic, Dave.
Okay. I'll dub that out after.
Yeah, it's like double chaos.
Yeah.
Missed me location.
I mean, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it.
I think the one you
I think the problem is we're kind of doing
Doing it to a schedule. That's the
twice
hard
the
thing.
amount of
Isn't it?
work in half the amount of time.
Okay.
That's it.
I get that to add up to 4 then.
Yeah. And that's what the problem is, doing that much work in a short amount of time.
Hey, wait till next month when we're all playing with it.
Yeah, that's the problem next month, isn't it?
We'll be saying, "Where's Phil?" Where's Phil? There's a problem. Where's Phil?
Poorly at the minute, isn't he? That's what he's at. He's poorly. He does too much work.
Well, that's it.
I'm gonna keep running around so you can catch up with him. Come on.
I've got a got a 14mm lens on at the moment.
Oh, so I have to run pretty quick then.
Yeah, you'd have to run a long way.
Yeah. That's probably.
I'm going to have a look at Pete's insulators as
Oh,
well.
the insulators.
Yeah, he's got a few thousand of those to do, hasn't he?
He's
done.
Here.
Oh, this is the bowl, is it? Hang on, let's get some focus.
There you go. There's 2 parts to that. Has he already shown you the 2 parts?
No, not in detail.
There's the first part.
Hang on. I'm trying to focus. Hold still.
I'll keep still on them.
Oh, there we are.
Ready? So
Right.
this part
Yeah.
goes into that part and through the hole, and then both sections go into the track here.
Okay.
There you go, and then you put the track on top.
Right. Yeah, you said you attach them to the track.
Yeah.
And then fit the track to the
And then you fit the whole lot together.
to the base.
Quite why they've done it like.
Clever stuff, eh?
Don't give up the day job.
Don't give up the day job, certainly.
We were discussing your insulators then, and you interrupted us.
What?
Day job.
This. Yeah, you're not wrong there.
Yeah, you got that wrong.
There you go, that's insulators. Quite how you see them, no idea.
Yeah, you're definitely right there, Dave.
Quick. Right, we can try that. We can try that back swing out. Try it. Done that.
Okay. So what's the plan now, Dave?
Put the vaccine in.
Okay.
If it'll fit. Trouble is, I don't bring all my tools today. I thought, oh, just a matter of bolting them on, but it isn't.
Oh, you came as a passenger today, did you? Easy life.
No, I didn't bring as much gear. Can't bring everything.
What are they going to say, Dave?
Just a roundy. A big roundy.
It is. It's on steroids, though, isn't it?
Where did we get it from? Here. Really? On the angle. Oh, the other way round. Turn it down first. Otherwise, I can't turn it down here. Here. Put it down there, Rob.
We've got loads of power, they do. Well,
Yeah.
what mean there, Paul?
It may.
Right, no.
Or may not.
Nothing, mate. There you're in.
Thank you.
That's the trouble, innit? Can't do it on your own. You get past, Rob. Can you get past?
No, you go the other end.
It's like working in there.
In a
Well,
what?
come down here, Rob. I'll have to go on the other side here. I've got to fit that end, haven't I?
Right.
I want to see what it fits like. And then we can swap over again. Right.
Ready?
Yeah. Tell you what, not far away. I can sort that out with planer. Because that's the old back scene. And this is an old back scene off another board, so midged out. But that don't fit at the minute. Oh, does it? Yeah, it's up. Right. Get some holes drilled. Like I say, what I'll do, cramp it together so it can't fall off your end, Rob. Are they flush at the front? I'm not bothered about the back, but the front.
Yeah, well, look alright to me.
Is it flush at the top? Perfect. Different thickness, innit?
Yeah.
As long as it's flush, yeah.
These have got holes in, Dave.
Have they? Yeah, but they won't drilling fit. They have screws in them, aren't they?
Yeah.
But what we'll do though.
Quick working chisel.
100 mil. I'll use that then.
Are you doing the joiner one?
Hey?
Are you doing the joiner one?
Concentrating.
So we're in Carmageddon, yeah?
This is doing a.
What's a building?
No, it's like a bed for a road railer,
Oh, right.
like a Land Rover, like road railer. So I'm converting a Oxford die-cast
Right.
with some 3D printed parts, a motor from a Bachmann American high rail vehicle, and this is going to sit on the back of it, so it'll go round the track
Right.
as well as sit in the sidings.
Oh, very good.
So just snipping off all the bits, but it'll be something different, and there's something. No, I've not seen. I've seen someone do it, but I've never seen it on a exhibition layout.
Right.
So.
Does painting and weathering run in the family, Chris?
I wish I was as good as my brother at this stuff.
You're making progress.
Making progress.
Seeing
So
lots of colours.
yeah. So now on to the hardest bit, which is putting the windows in. Pete's had me tied to the desk all week now, and so all the lights, front lights, brake lights are done. Wing mirrors are done, and so now it is painting the windows in, which is the longest job to do.
Are you varying the tint?
So finding the right colour for the paint for the windows, it has been really hard to do. So because I want to change what we did last year, which is when I used a kind of a very light grey, and then I did a gloss varnish, tinted gloss varnish over the top, which looked alright, but I wanted to improve it this year. So after quite a bit of experimentation, I'm now going with a semi-gloss German grey by Tamiya,
Right.
and that's what they're looking like. And it's got a slight sheen to it, so it means I won't need to gloss them up, I'm hoping. So
Okay. So halfway through, 3/4 of the way through, you must be on the final.
no.
Straightener.
I've done 5 cars, so that means I've got about 55 to go.
Okay, I'll talk to you in 55 cars time. Okay, so it's going on the back of like a Land Rover, is it?
Okay, so my plan is Oxford die-cast
road railer, so it comes with the little road rail wheels that sit on the front, so they like simulate it going on the track.
Okay.
But I've seen a video, someone else has done it, so I can't take all the credit, but that's from America, a Bachmann high rail chassis
Right.
for one of their rail vehicles.
Yeah.
So that will sit in like that. I'll blacken the wheels so they look like tyres. Cutting off the back of that and putting the box on.
So you're motorising this,
That'll be motorised.
and it's going to what? Drive on and off the road rail.
So be able to put it on like the road rail ramps and just
Right.
drive it around.
Oh, brilliant.
So it'll run off DCC, it'll have a decoder in it,
Yeah.
so it'll be able to drive around the track. And Network Rail, I'm going to repaint it in Network Rail yellow, and it's a welding van.
Oh, I see. Oh, it runs like a small wagon engine
Yeah, so
on the rail. Got it.
Yeah.
I'm a bit slow to the party there.
yeah, so the actual wheel thing drives along normally onto one of the ramps we've got downstairs, which is
Right.
just like a bit of tarmac between the rails. Drive onto that, lower the rail wheels onto the track, and then
Let it
off it goes. So
That will look amazing going round every now and then if it
Yeah.
gets sent round.
yeah, so we're just sending it around like now and again, but
Right.
the rest of the time it'll be in the sidings
Right.
with Chris's road railers that he's
Right.
got to do as well. So it's going to be a selection of road rail vehicles. You don't often see
No,
modelled,
it's not modelled, is it?
and then especially not running.
And how many do you think you're going to make? One or more?
Just one of these. I think it's having a load of them running round, it'd be too much. But
Yeah.
just because I've got a tamper kit that I'm 99% finished,
Right.
that'll actually tamp as well. So having this road railer excavators with Chris, and then my tamper.
That going round 208 feet of scenery is going to be lost, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's the scale of railways, isn't it? They are, very sparse across the countryside. It's not like there's one every 300 feet.
But I think it's just something different. The kids
Yeah.
will love it, just seeing this random little Land Rover.
Do you think they'll want to drive it? Well, come to Chester and they can, yes?
Yeah, definitely.
Chester in the summer holidays 2024
And it'll be ready for the NEC as well. So
in 7-ish weeks' time.
yeah, that's something small. I've got however many Pendos, Class 730s, signals and gantries to make. So
Brilliant.
I might fit some actual normal work in.
Imagine.
Diversifying the car production, making road rail diggers as well.
Right.
Could you print me one, Chris?
Flipping heck.
Oh, well, if he's having one.
But without the bucket.
No, it comes with the bucket. You have to snip the bucket off.
Oh, I'll snip the bucket off. No, I'm going to put it's like a weird attachment, like a rake thing that has got 2 slots for the rail, and it scoops out in between, so it can pull sleepers out and
There's a whole part of this layout just for you, isn't there?
yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to be having fun around there, are you?
It's just going to be mine and Chris's
Right.
road railers and tamper and
Are we going to mark off a box that you're not allowed to step out of?
no comment.
You can. I would test it with one of theirs though, because it's got a socket on.
You didn't tell me that, did you? I've been trying to get the bloody insulators on.
It was a test.
Krypton fancy.
I'm thinking, this ain't right.
God, you were right there. You were right. It wasn't right.
I've been holding on the shake chest too.
I haven't replied, the guys.
Summer will be always be. We're going in winter when we can't see now.
Oh, Dave,
I know you've got a lot on, but you've got,
I can't do it because I'm just too busy. That's ridiculous. I mean,
you've got a couple of boys to.
you can go, yeah, I ain't got a problem, I'll take you. It's just I ain't got time to breathe it. I don't really enjoy, you know. Was it right that,
So I can organise it, just tell me who I've got to talk to.
yeah, well, I'll do that.
Otherwise we won't get there. I'll be in the coffin before we get there otherwise.
Has he got Blue Pizza up and running?
The Sam, yeah. He's had that out in the test run, hasn't he? And the A4. It's not far off.
didn't come the other day when I went to look.
Oh, it's out this way.
It's up north.
It wasn't far off, was it? So,
Well,
wasn't it
a lot of
sneaking away?
enthusiasts going down to see it on Wednesday, Tuesday.
What, on the main line?
Yeah.
It wasn't very far off at all, really.
Well, one of his firemen, I met on Bank P, and he said that you're off to see Blue Peter.
Oh,
I said, no, I didn't know it was out. And I saw Sir Nigel. He had that out when
we went round with club, it didn't look remotely finished, did it,
No.
Peter?
Still been
a
vital.
lot to do to it.
Yeah.
Well, what state was it in when it was how
Well,
long ago was it?
they were building the boiler in a separate workshop from the start.
one of the
Oh,
boiler
it
shop.
is, yeah.
Yeah, so-
That'd take long.
Yeah, and they've been working on that for about 3 years.
Yeah,
that was more or less finished.
There's no paint on it, and the underframes, and there's no coupling rods on it.
No, but that's all. That's like
They're
that's a
like
week's work.
Assembly, aren't they?
Yeah.
10-minute job that, isn't it?
That's it. It'll take a fortnight to paint a loco.
I know.
They prep it, rub it back, prep it, rub it back, and then paint it. So that's at least 2 weeks' work. To put the rods on, it's a couple of hours'
It was
work.
ages ago, wasn't it? Before Christmas, didn't we?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you'll be surprised how quick things move. Because what they do, it's like a kit. They build all the parts
They shove it together.
and then just shove it together. Not quite like that, a bit more precise than that.
All have to be tested.
Pretty much a lot of shoving involved in it.
Now, that's to be tested. That's why they've got Britannia out now on a test run.
Yeah, so better to East Lansdowne, yeah.
They used to take them down. They did take Britannia down to the valley, didn't they? They ran it in on the valley.
I think they're still going to run it in
You'll end up
after
having
the
good, isn't it, Chris?
through on the main lines, the light runs and that.
Yeah.
Because it was a higher speed, can't we?
But it wasn't as serious as they thought it was. Britannia, was it?
Well, broke the crosshead, didn't they?
Yeah, but it wasn't. It didn't do serious damage. I mean, it did damage. But like everything in the steam world, everything's repairable. It's also robust. It's not like an electric. When an electric goes wrong, I mean, their class 81 or 89, whatever it is, you know, the one-off Avocet.
Avocet 89
My God,
it was.
like, they must have spent some money on that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. Never got why they never got why they didn't pursue it with Avocet.
Cost, wasn't it? It
Yeah.
was cocoa, wasn't it?
The design out of the awful shape, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I quite like it. I
Did you?
liked it. Yeah, yeah. That's
It
what.
made a model of it. Who did the model?
I've got one here.
No,
No, Curiosco are bringing
Curious.
one out.
I've got one here.
That was the prototype though, wasn't it? The
Yeah.
production one wouldn't have been quite as
No,
beveled, I don't think.
I've got one here. Well, I bought it.
Because they haven't got any trains anymore. That's
Not like that. No, well, they haven't, have they?
No.
No.
Because they
Passengers,
yeah,
isn't it?
really.
Yeah, big cocoa, heavy engine.
Shut,
Yeah.
They wanted big, more power, didn't they?
Yeah.
For the East Coast.
He's not on the East Coast, is there? No, Will's on the East Coast, is there? Apart from Stoke Bank, is it? What is it? It's not Stoke Bank, is it? What's that bank called?
Yeah, it's
Coven's
still there.
Stoke Bank.
Mr. Coven's part.
The idea, I can't remember what the idea was of Avocet, but there was a specific need for a bigger weight traction, wasn't there? I can't remember what it was, but
Well, they're going to run those sleepers to Manchester.
no, that was before that. Avocet was way before that. That was that's when the Channel Tunnel.
Yeah,
that
the Channel
was.
Tunnel.
No, Avocet was well before that. Yeah, I mean, but then you look at.
Well, the 92s are powerful, aren't they? Why did they do change it? The 92s, or what?
Yeah, but 89's before 92, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, but they only made one, didn't they?
Yeah, but 92s were made by BR.
Right.
Avocet was made by
English electrical brush.
It is English electric.
Brush, wasn't it?
I think it might have been brush actually, yeah.
Yeah, it's made at Loughborough, wasn't it? Have a set.
Yeah.
That's right.
Brush,
Well, look at it, why didn't it work? It
did.
didn't work and it failed.
It did work, it never failed, they just, it
It
was,
was costing it.
well, it was repairing a one-off. It's always, you've always got a problem with one-offs. It was like the,
Yeah, well, surely they know that before they built it. If it's a
yeah, but
one-off.
they're building us tests, don't they, to see
Yeah.
if they work.
Yeah.
Because it's like, funny enough, I was watching a programme on this last night, which is why we built 3 jet bombers for the nuclear age. Because it goes back to the Second World War when you didn't build 1 plane for the job, you built 3 to see which was the best and then put it into mass production.
That's right, yeah.
So the Lancaster went into production because it really was the one that did the job.
Yeah.
So you got all the rest that were sort of hit and miss, but they went, right, we'll proceed with the Lancaster. So I guess the theory is the same with others, if this works, and then the 92s came along. Well, the 92s were built, well, they built for Eurostar, yeah, for Channel Tunnel. So they paid for it basically. So you know, the BR was all about budgets then. I mean, it's the whole thing of a secondary door locking. All that was the secondary door locking was all a sham. Well, the government wouldn't give them the money for secondary door locking, so they got stuntmen to dive out the doors while the train's running, and they got film of them rolling down the platform at Bristol Temple Meads. And if you look clever, it's the same bloke. But that's the only way that BR can get money. It was starved. I mean, we're in that situation again now where it doesn't seem to make any common sense where we are. You know, you got bits of the railway not joined by 67 miles. There you go.
How can you still be ordering trains that don't couple together in this day and age?
Yeah.
Sorry, 200 years after they were nearly invented and we still can't couple engines together because they've got a different coupling.
It's amazing.
There's something wrong with that, isn't there?
It's amazing we've got
Well,
standard track gauge.
the
Unbelievable.
Lumos and
Eh?
the 800s on the East Coast, they'll couple, but the wiring's different.
But who designs them?
Oh,
Do they not talk to each other?
they,
No, it's because there's that many different manufacturers.
Well,
And there's that many
but it's
different
still a
lease
specification, don't it? Say if you want to make an engine for run on track, it's got this has got to have and this
We haven't got a
this.
strategic body, have we?
Right.
You know,
Well, everybody's got to put in the 3 pence in.
well, we haven't got a strategic body. We've never had a strategic body. I mean, you know, you'd think we'd have a strategic plan for transport, being as we're supposed to be going neutral within 10 years, and you know, they put a windfall tax on gas and oil again. You're going, well, this is, you know, if you're trying to invest the industry into coming out of these
That's right.
industries, you ain't going to do it. You ain't going to win that one, are you?
Oh, yeah. No, I do taxing, mate.
If you're making £1 billion a year profit, you're thinking, well, I'm not going to put myself out of £1 billion. I mean, how many people put themselves out of a profit?
It's
And
hard work,
particularly when they're not owned by British companies.
It's hard work trying to get into it properly, isn't it?
It's quite incredible. I just find it, you know, the fact we build HS2 to Birmingham and to Andacre Junction, and then we miss the bit between Andacre Junction and Crewe is unbelievable to me. It's beyond comprehension. It's just, you just can't get your head around it.
When they do that bit, and it's
yeah, but it's the way they were building it, isn't
I'll tell you what.
I think they could let that go a few years and resuscitate it at a
No,
reasonable price.
but
couldn't you?
we, you know, what?
I bet how
Only
anybody
in
uses
Britain does railways and light railways cost so much, and that's because we put so much burden on the builders. They just rack the price up.
Yeah. I say the CEO of HS2 was on the radio a while back, and he said, "We're not building a railway, we're building a monument."
Yeah.
Everybody puts their
Everybody's got
penny
2
worth
pence
in.
to put in,
Yeah,
haven't they?
exactly.
Well, I was in Birmingham on Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
The mayor's in the studio talking about the transport system right to Digbeth, and you go, Birmingham's bankrupt,
Yeah.
and they're talking about building a big metro. Fantastic, I ain't got a problem with that. Fine, that's great for Birmingham. But we can't build the 67 miles between Andacre Junction and Crewe. So you go, well, this don't make any common sense. Yes, of course the Midlands, don't want to stop the Midlands getting a rapid transport system, that's fantastic. But you think a strategic rail authority would go, whoa, wait a minute guys, let's join it all up and then look at the bits that we fill in between.
Yeah, but the most criminal thing of this is they're going to sell the bloody land off.
They can't sell the land off yet.
Well, I hope they don't.
Well,
Because that is just
I
absolutely
bet they do.
criminal.
no, they can't. You've got an Act of Parliament. You can't, you know, you can start building, but you can't. You've got to go reverse the Act of Parliament.
Right.
But it's just crazy when we're talking about putting more freight. I mean, amazing. The new buzzword is freight on the rails, right? Right. That's an easy. That must be the easiest buzzword ever in the railway. Let's get this freight on the rails. Fine.
We're trying to get.
Where do you get it then? So where do you put all this freight then? And how do you compete with roads and lorries unless you legislate? Because no train can compete with a big lorry. Because the lorry can pick up and drop off at the one place.
That's right.
You can't do that on a train.
But only 40 tonnes at a time.
Yeah, but
Well, not even.
if
that,
you've
is it?
only got a 30-ton load, you ain't going to use a train, are you?
Exactly. But I mean, I don't.
But 30 tons is a lot of weight, isn't it?
Right.
So if you said if the rule was you can't go more than 20 miles in a lorry from your base where you pick it up, you'd have depots everywhere all around distributing it, which is what we used to do.
You had your freight yard.
We've gone back to what we originally did. You know, we keep going on about that the railway was built on moving coal. Of course, that's what it was. But at one point, it wasn't only coal that was really profitable to the railways. All freight was important to the railway. It was a really important. In fact, it was what paid for the railway.
It's money, yeah.
Yes. No, you're not going to go back to 10-ton, you know,
They're all like that.
four-wheel vans in pickups, are you?
No.
But I could never understand. I just couldn't understand why we didn't take units like the Electrostars, for instance, like not Electrostars, or the Eurostars, or the HSTs, and literally make them into freight trains. Wheel on and wheel off like an aeroplane.
Yeah.
Well, they've done a trial, haven't they, with a couple of 319s they've
Yeah.
converted.
But they're half-hearted.
Yeah.
Well, they tried it with Speedlink, didn't they, as well?
Yeah, but it's
Long
like
wheelbase
the
van.
government's got to be behind it, hasn't it?
Well,
The
yeah.
government's got to say no freight by 2030. There will be no freight other than 20 miles on the road. Can you imagine what that would do? Your motorways are going to be free. You're going to drop your carbon footprint.
Yeah, but how many people do you put out of work?
Well, they can't get
Where
dropped.
do you get the engines from for all this freight? You haven't got any. You haven't got any spare engines as it is, have you?
Yeah, but you've got to deal. That's what I'm saying. You've got to deal with it. That's a total. You can't do it now.
No.
You've got to have a policy. You've got to have a strategic policy that says
They never have a long-term policy anywhere in this country, do they?
no, 5 years.
That's crap, isn't it? By the time you've got in, you can be voted out again.
Well, I just think if you look at where we're going now, I mean, we really have got. I couldn't. If you asked me what the next 5 years is going to be, I couldn't tell it.
I don't think we're going anywhere. Has it?
Well, I can't tell you anymore.
We're progressing backwards now.
You can't. You just don't know. You don't know. All I know is politics have never been this fragmented. And whatever happens at the next election, and it's pretty obvious what will happen at the next election, but how they deal with it, God knows. Because
Well, they won't blame it on
everybody's fragmented, aren't they?
You know what's going to happen? As soon as you get in, whoever get they blame it on Conservatives. Whatever they do when they get in, they'll say, well, Conservatives have ballsed it up for 15 years or 14 years or whatever.
Well,
And that'll be it. That's all you'll get excuses all
Yeah.
the time.
no, of course you do, but it don't solve the problem, does it?
Well, they never will solve the problem because you know he's got any balls, haven't they?
Well, you've got to have the money first, ain't you?
Well, they won't tackle anything, will they?
God, don't they?
You know. So conservative.
I just find it amazing, right? This week, the whole of the shebang and the furore about Great Western between Paddington and Reading. Now, I think somebody should be.
What's that about?
I think, well, you know, the service collapsed before Christmas. Collapsed. The whole lot collapsed. Oh,
What,
failures and cancellations like you can't believe.
Yeah. Like Northern. Wilson, that.
Worse.
All transparent.
You can't be any worse than Northern or TP.
No, it was
No,
disastrous.
you can't. Every other train's cancelled, the guard's not
Transport
there.
for
that-
Wales is much worse.
Right,
Doesn't it?
but okay, so why are we talking like this? Why? Because when they opened the Elizabethan line, did nobody realise how much traffic that was going to bring to Paddington? Did nobody say, hang on a minute, before we finish this project, which is now over budget, by the way, greatly over budget,
That's unusual again.
right? What is the impact going to be on the corridor between Paddington and Reading, and are they able to cope? Is that infrastructure able to cope with the amount of traffic we're about to put on? I read the article and they go, we were taken by surprise by the amount of... Well, I'm sorry. These guys all go to Oxford and Cambridge, they've got algorithms up the kazoo, and they can't work out if you're building a bleeding railway line, people travel on it.
The key thing that's missing is common sense. If you don't have that, you can't use it now, because you can't legislate for it. So that's it.
But isn't the first question that you ask is, what? You're bringing all these people into my shop, fantastic, I love it.
Where are they going to go?
Have I got toilets enough to cope with the footfall?
Have you got
Have
enough
I got
toilets?
stock?
Have
Have
you got
I got
enough
enough people to serve them?
Yeah.
And how many?
You got the car park?
Okay, this
Car
is
park, yeah.
exactly. But it's like the conversation we have about Blakemere. How many people can we do an hour sensibly where it's comfortable and everybody's getting money's worth? Build a railway line, and you never ask a simple question. I mean, and what's more, then the thinking is, this is terrible. No, it's not terrible, it's fantastic. You beat all your expectations. So get your skates on and do something about it. Don't moan about it and go, oh.
Well, there's somebody there says, oh, you've got a budget you overspent, you can't have any more money, so you're knackered. That's
Yes.
the end of it.
Absolutely right. And you're absolutely right, but that's when your strategic rail authority has to come in.
Well,
They
these
say-
people are getting massive salaries and they don't seem to do anything, do they?
Well, I just find, I find this whole Paddington I find the whole Elizabethan thing, I think it's amazing. I can't, it's like the cancellation of HS2 to me, it's like mind blowing. Why would you build all the way up to Andacre Junction and then not increase it to get the rest,
But
to
who's going to use
Manchester?
it? I mean, how many, if it's only goes from Birmingham, so it's not even going to London, does it?
It will go into it, of course it is.
I thought it's going to that.
Nah,
It's going all the way.
It's that-
actually.
it's going, of course it is.
All right, who's gonna-
At least they're not that daft. They've realised that was a
How many minutes is it going to say? 10 minutes?
what?
From Birmingham
But
to
that's
London?
not what it's about. It's
Yes,
to
it
free up
wasn't
the
about
paths
that.
on the west coast.
That's
I
right.
know. But how many more trains are they going to put on? They haven't got any more trains. They've got any drivers, have they?
No,
You know, it's
hang on,
like,
hang on.
it's getting back to what you were saying
Yeah, but
before.
HS2 is a completely different company. They're all new trains and all new drivers.
All right.
That's a completely. That won't be anything we've got. They're all brand new.
So they won't be Asla and all that.
No, well, they might be Asli, but they're saying they'll all be new
So that's-
drivers.
So that same problem as you've got now then.
Well, they won't because it's an automatic railway.
Ah.
So I mean, it's a different. We don't know it at the minute. But you've got two sorts of trains for the kick-off. You've got the HS2 trains and the classic compatibles.
Are we going to
So if you've got an automatic train,
Yeah, you're going to have the classic compatibles, which are the ones that are going to come off at Handacre Junction and go to Crewe and Manchester and
well, they're still
Liverpool.
doing that then.
Yeah, they're the classic compatibles. So they'll only do HS2 up to Handacre Junction. You've got the ones that only go to Birmingham, which will be HS2 trains. You go, this is because you can't get round the bit of building between Crewe and Manchester was going to disrupt the railway for over 10, 15 years. Right, so you're going to have interim trains that take care of that short problem of the 10 years it takes to build. The Chinese have built it in 2 years, the whole lot.
yeah.
So different.
Yeah.
You said they're having automatic trains and they're just going to have a driver in the cab just in case, right? So you
No, I'm
can-
not saying that.
No,
Don't put words in my mouth.
I'm not. I thought that's what you said.
No, I didn't say that. I said the trains will be automatic. I didn't say they'll run automatically. I said the trains will have the capability of running automatically.
Right.
A lot of trains now have got the capability of running automatically if they wanted to.
Right.
But,
It's all right, just misunderstood you.
No, no,
It's automatic and you just have a bloke there in case that happens. But you can soon bring that system to all. If you don't turn in for work, you've got no bloody train run, have you?
the safest railway in the world is Docklands Light Railway where they don't have any crashes and there's no drivers.
The safest railway in the world is don't run any trains. Isn't it? I mean, how daft do you want to be?
No, you don't have you don't have accidents on automatic railways.
No, they're all running at the same
As you know,
speed.
it's-
Yeah, so everything's organised. You're absolutely right. Everything runs exactly like it's supposed to. The only problem you got on a light railway is the passengers, who quite often get stuck in the doors.
Well, it's like
It's the problem with, and it's no different from what we have in Manchester when everybody gets on the back coach and walks down the train, and there's 11 coaches, yet everybody gets on the last two. And the train's delayed by 5 minutes.
it's like Ennis, isn't it? Best trains to drive are the ones that's got no passengers on them.
Well, it's like
You don't have any problem.
Tugboat used to say to me, you know, it's a great railway's a great place to work if it weren't for the passengers.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, it is, yeah. Parcel trains were the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Passenger speeds and.
Well, what happened to Red Star? I mean, that was a good idea, wasn't it?
The problem with Red Star was that when they privatised it, of course, there was an argument then of who took the revenue for carrying parcels.
Right.
So when they built the new trains like the Pendolinos and the Voyagers, they didn't build the luggage compartments because, of course, Red Star relied on the old brake vans to carry goods. Well, we didn't build coaches to carry anything but passengers because passengers were what paid for the space. So I remember Bill and I looked at buying Red Star, and funny enough, I thought Red Star was an interesting prospect for a different purpose, and I was right. Didn't realise why I was right. My idea was to Bill that if every station had a Red Star, which it pretty well did at that point, or could have had, if you needed a parcel delivered and you were at work and you weren't at home, you could have gone to the station to pick your parcel up. So now what do you do? That's exactly what you do. Go to your supermarket to pick up your
Amazon locker or whatever.
Your Amazon locker, where Amazon could have been delivered to your station and you picked it up on your way home. Red Star could have come into its own. Would it come into its own because all of the parcels offices were there.
And the nearest Amazon locker to me is the station.
Yes, and if you think about it also, you could have actually moved some of the Amazon stuff on the train as well. So you would have saved even more miles. But I know that the guys that bought Red Star changed it in very, very quick. It didn't pay. I mean, for me, Red Star, when I was doing it on the road, on the records, Red Star was essential because I'd get the records sent to the nearest Red Star department, and I'd drive to Carlisle, drop in at the Red Star department, pick up the records, and get on my way.
I just got it there.
Or that's what I did. Rather than carry a van full of records, I had the records sent up from London to the nearest Red Star, and I'd pick up before in the morning, first thing, go in 9 o'clock, grab my stock for the day, and off I went. It was fantastic, and it was inexpensive, by the way. Red Star.
Yeah, as an apprentice, we used it all the time.
Yeah.
Go and get.
Right, shall we get on?
Well, did it time in 20 minutes?